Together we rise. We live in a special time. The energy of the planet is a subtle and thin veil. We create our own paths and our stories weave together to create a new way of living, being, and showing up in business. We are ready to be wide awake, inspire each other, come together, create together, and rise together. We support each other to let go of the old paradigm and scarcity thinking, so we can build something new and heal something old. We inspire, we follow what we love. We create our own lives in alignment with our desires and full of intention. Hello, beautiful. Hello, Johanna. And hello to everyone who is listening to us right now. Johanna is creating sacred sisterhood in her work in so many ways and in so many different like tools and things, and she will tell more about this in the interview itself. I am Eos Koch, your host. I'm a web designer, and Johanna was with me in the Soulful Academy where she created her website. And I think let's just get started with the first question. And the first question is, who are you?
That's a really good question. I love that. Who am I? I would say I would never define myself with my name, my given name, or the chosen name for my business and for my higher self is Hannah Blossom. So I would never say I identify myself with a name or with my job. I identify myself with my essence, my soul essence. So what makes Hannah Hannah or Johanna Johanna? So what is it? And I would say that it's the seed that lives inside of us since we were little. A seed that is growing and expanding over the years. Mm-hmm. And I would say what really makes me me is that I'm very passionate driven. I've always been passionate driven my entire life. So if I choose to do something, I do it with all my heart. There's no way around it. If I do it from cooking to doing a wellness treatment, do yoga, choosing being in a relationship, like I do everything with all my heart. Mm-hmm. That is something that makes me me, and really being highly empathetic. Mm-hmm. So I would say I can really read people and really feel into their essence. I don't really need to talk long. I feel the energy of the person in front of me. Mm-hmm. And I've always been very, very fearless. I always chose to jump right into things without asking or questioning, or does it go right or wrong, or can I stand that, or am I capable of doing it? I just told always myself, you can only give your best. That's the only choice you have, and then see what happens. See what happens, because people always tell me, wow, you're so brave. How did you stand all these things? How could you do all this? What happened in your life so far? And I don't know, it's just, I would say, just followed my passion, just went right into it. Even when things went wrong, I learned something from them.
Mm-hmm. There's no wrong.
There is no wrong. And I never deny something, or would say, or better that I should have not done that. I would never say that. Looking back on my life, there were a lot of failures, but they made me me, and they made me where I am now. And this is what I'm so grateful for. So yeah, that is, I would say, a part of my essence, what makes me me.
Yes. Yes, and I think this passion that you just spoke about, that drives you and that makes you brave, is big part of your business too. And there's the next question: what is your business about? So that
my business about to really inspire women to be as passionate as possible, because there is in every woman, I believe, there is a passion, there is a burning fire in them, but mostly they're afraid to live their highest yes. They're afraid to follow their path because they're listening to people around them telling them, well, you're not capable, you can't do this, you don't have enough money, you don't have the room for it, you don't look for it, like your look is not perfect for that, or whatever. And people believe in this, what people tell them, or what the magazines tell them, or the TV tells them. Like they lost to believe in themselves. Like the women in the past, they had so much more confidence because they had no choice, they had to fight. And today we have too many options, too many. Shall I go this way? Shall I go this way? Or I better stay safe. You know, I better stay in my tiny little bubble that nobody can hurt me. And I want my business
not
about
owning our power.
Yeah, it's not owning our power, not saying yes to ourselves. Instead, like following what other people expect them to do. Family, friends, at work, whatever. And they don't really truly live their essence. They don't even sometimes know their essence, because the women today, in my belief, are really, really disconnected from themselves. Not only the women, the humanity is disconnected from themselves. And my business is about to inspire women to really live in their temple body, to connect with their essence, connect with the seeds, the soil, Mother Earth, the soil of us all, like really be in connection with themselves first.
Like embodiment.
Really embodiment, loving yourself, even if it sounds so easy. It's definitely not easy. It's a long path to get there, but at least believing that you can get there. And also be in connection with your surrounding, with nature, with the people around you, and not only with yourself, of course, but the connection is lost today. Like you see in this moment, in this very moment where people have to stay at home, they're so disconnected. They get nervous. I saw it yesterday, like people running around like crazy because they are so challenged to just stay at home, be with themselves, do something else than work or following a specific schedule. You know, they now have to really look inside and see, so what am I going to do now with my life? So how does my look, how does my day look today? It's like, what am I going to do today without working, without, you know, following a specific schedule? And yeah, my business is about this, finding this essence. I call it wild woman or wild goddess. Find this wild goddess inside of you, connect with it, and really stay there in connection with yourself, living your highest yes. And I will tell you more in the interview what are the key facts of the business itself.
Yes, and also to give some context, we have right now the 18th of March. You're in Germany. I think you are in the position that you can go out, but you're advised to stay in as much as you can.
Yes, to stay in as much as we can, but people don't do it. That's the point. So the cafes are still opened. The cafes are still like full of people. Like,
and we
go shopping. The people still go shopping, at least at the drugstore and supermarket, and we have still little boutiques open in this area, and people still go, like, really to destroy their mind, like to not be, at least not to be at home. They really run away from home in a way.
Yes, and I think I'm in Spain. The situation here is already a little bit different, just to give the context also to who listens here. And the situation here is like this, that everything is closed except like grocery stores and pharmacies.
Yeah.
And you can't go out anymore. You have like full locked down and we get fined if we go out. If you go out into the street, if they find you in the car, you get a fine of 600 euros. So,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, we are in this little beautiful island in the Balearics in Spain.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we can't even go to the beach right now. So you get fined too.
That's so challenging. Wow.
So,
well, I think something will shift in the next couple of days in Germany. I think a lot of the owners of the cafes and little shops are still trying to just ignore it, that they're not allowed anymore. So I think it's just a matter of time. That people really have to stay at home, because I mean, for me, I love to stay at home. Mostly I work from home. So for me, it's not a challenge at all. And I don't really get it, what people drive so nervous to not stay at home. And I love to be connected with my family and with my loved ones around me. So it's not a challenge at all. But I see that it is a tough challenge for most of the people. Yeah.
Of course, it is tough. And especially like it's such a time, there comes up so many different perspectives, so many different like talks and things, and moving through that and holding space for the beauty that is transformed right now and the fear that is coming up. I mean, there's both, and it is space for both, and everyone has like its own perspective, its own, depending on where you are like locally, and depending on where you are, like if you have a business, if you work in a workplace, if there are so many things that are like in movement. And I see we are like moving away from this paradigm we are living in right now towards that new one, and we are not yet in the old, and we are not yet in the new.
No, and I think it's sacred what's happening.
Between space, it's not so easy to hold ourselves, and I think your work, and it's beautiful that you can do your work, or a lot of your work online. I think so.
Yeah, well, online is not so much yet. I still want to get there more, to be more visible online. I mean, so far it's Instagram and Facebook, of course, with postings, but so far I don't do any videos. I work with clients one-on-one. That is something different. That is something I do online, but something else like Instagram lives or Facebook lives, I don't do so far. But definitely something which is on my list. I want to do in the near future. Yeah, but still like preparing all the things I have to prepare, for example, for my workshops, for my one-on-ones, for my retreats, whatever. So there's a lot of work, a lot of writing and preparing beforehand, what I can do from home, what is beautiful. And I really use the sacred time now, that for me it's something sacred happening in the world right now, and I'm grateful what is happening, even though it might sound strange to people, but I think it is really needed what is happening right now. And there will be a huge shift, I'm sure, a huge shift happening. Yeah. So in a positive way. Yeah.
Yes. And when you started with your business, what inspired you to start your business? What was that spark, that inspiration? I guess your passion, but what else?
What else? I mean, there was always, I told you, the seed inside of me. I always knew I want to create. I always knew I want to create in my life. My life is about creating. I'm a creatress. So, and to really to create a space for women where they can gather, where they can come together and hold each other and inspire each other, because there are a lot of online offerings for sisterhoods and women's circles so far, but not in real life, in my opinion. So it's beautiful that there is so much happening online, of course, and I honor that, and I'm gonna go there too. But it needs to be happening in real life as well, like really like connecting in real life. And this is something that was a little spark that I wanted to be self-employed and to create my Wild Goddess business. And it's not only called Wild Goddess, it's called Wild Goddess Sisterhood of the Divine Feminine. So I'm creating a sisterhood and really getting women together. And I would say also of course, I've been an employee for several years, and I've been employed. So both of it, I experienced both of it, but I always recognized that I'm so much more happy in being my own boss, doing my own thing. That gave me a space of freedom, and I always needed to be free. I already as a little child, I needed to be free and explore the world and be myself without somebody telling me how I have to do my job, like how I have to do certain things. Like I'm very good in being my own boss and just living my passion. Even though I was like an employee in the hotel industry for several years and I did a great job there, I still was most happy when I could do something what was authentic to me, what was really me, because being a manager, like what I've been, I'm a spa manager in the hotel industry and a wellness therapist, is beautiful, and it was challenging all the years, and it was wonderful what I learned with it, but it was never authentically me because I had to dress a certain way. I had to show up a certain way that was not Hannah. I couldn't wear my jewelry, what I have to wear to be me. I couldn't be like, really show my essence to the world. I had to play a role in a way. So today, doing my job today is like, I'm authentic, I'm me, I'm showing up who I am without playing a role, if you know what I mean.
Yes, and at the same time, it gave you a beautiful foundation to do the work you're doing now. I think that plays into what you're doing in some way.
Yes, absolutely.
Experience you have taken through that.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for the time because I learned so much, and also like really learning from challenges I had to face, and like really see, oh, okay, I could manage this, then I can manage the next thing. So I was never a disbelief in myself. I always knew I can do that, even when people telling me no, you can't. That's when people told me no, you can't, it was more than a yes to myself, because then I knew, okay, I can do that. I know that I can do it, and as long as you believe in yourself, you can do everything in the world.
That's self.
Whatever you desire. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. If you would have one wish for your business, what would it be?
A wish for my business. Yes. A wish for my business that my business definitely, I'm just at the beginning, so I want it to grow. I want it to flourish and really reach as much women as possible. All the women who need what I'm offering, I want to reach those women. I want to serve the women. I always knew I want to serve the women. So this is my wish, and to really help women in hard times, and also on a social base, like really helping women in need and spreading the word, spreading my gifts, spreading my offerings, telling women that they have to invest in their dreams and invest in themselves and really say yes to themselves, and no longer playing a small role, and hiding. So to be really surrounded by the sisterhood I want to create, and authentically in real life, and offering my retreats and my workshops. That is my wish. Yeah. And to grow and to grow with it myself, of course, because you never stop learning. And somebody who says, oh, I know everything already, is not somebody who's expanding and growing. So for me, it's important. I'm learning from the other women as well. And we are learning from each other. We, as your program says, we rise with each other. So together we rise. It's so beautiful, chosen the name. Yeah, it fits perfectly.
Totally, especially in these times, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, it's even more a call to really step into that our essence and into our power, and doing that in a group with women, and that you hold a space for this.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Yes, you created your website in the Soulful Website Academy. What
Yeah.
inspired you to join the Soulful Website Academy, and what or why did you think a website or having a website is important?
Well, it was a long, long search, to be honest, to find the perfect fit for me, because I knew I need guidance, and I knew I need help for this. I can't do this alone. I already had like quite I worked with different programs, so I knew how to, for example, work with like Canva or creating something for my posts and, you know, designing and stuff. But I had no clue how to do my own website, and I wanted to be the boss of my website, not being, you know, in the position later that I always had to pay for somebody to change something around my website. And so I really wanted to be capable on doing it myself. So I wanted to learn, to grow. And yeah, I looked up different offerings. It was a long search, and then I found you. And it was kind of love from the very first sight. Like when I looked at your website, your offerings, I knew like, wow, this woman could understand me. She might understand my essence and help me to really bring it to the surface. So but it still took me quite a while to really go for it, because I was in a state of life where I couldn't afford it. So I waited and waited for some time, and then the offering came up that you are going to offer a Soulful Website Academy, so that there was a way that I can afford and still grow from it and learn with it. And that was the best thing that could ever happen to me at this time. And I went right into it and thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I always wanted to have a website, because a website for me is like a dream canvas. The dream canvas you carry inside of you is a website. Like a website can show your essence if you transport it well. Like for me, like I've always been a very visual person, so for me, something to understand somebody or to really connect with someone is the best way on a visual way. So we as humans are deciding in the first seconds if we like somebody or not. It's mostly it's happening visually in the first seconds. And the same like with shopping. You go for shopping and you immediately know if this suits you or not. So you see somebody and you know, oh, I get along with this person or not. And I see an Insta profile and I see, oh, if it touches me or not. So and the same with a website. You really can show off who you are on your website in visual perfection. And yeah, you can really invite people into your world and telling a bit about yourself and who am you and why you're doing this, and invite people into your world, and people immediately know if they feel drawn to or not.
Yes, space for expression, for full expression somehow.
Yeah. Yes. So I was so lucky to join the Soulful Website Academy, and I'm really deeply grateful for it, and it was the best that could happen to me. I learned so much from it, so much, and it's really like the name of the program says it all. It's so soulful, like how you and your husband guide us through the program and help us grow from there where we are, and really like step by step going on this path and find out where we want to go. And it was magically to me, really.
Beautiful. It was beautiful to have you in this journey. And having a website is a big step in visibility.
Oh yeah.
Journey of becoming more visible look like for you? Do you want to share something about this, or do you have to share something that someone could help, that maybe is on a similar journey too?
Well, I would say the most challenging for me was being visible, if I am like, I knew I'm enough, but can I serve the expectations? You know, that was my biggest fear I had. Can I really serve the expectations? And then I listened inside and realized, well, there are no expectations. The only expectations I set are the expectations I set to myself. So
yes, who
and
created
with this, when I made peace with it, with this, I knew I can go for it and become visible. When I started several years ago with my Instagram, I never showed pictures of myself at the beginning. It was so hard at the beginning to become visible. And with the time I realized, well, why is it so difficult for me? And with each step I took, it became more easy. And it's the same with a website. People who won't like my website, they click away. So no problem. And people who feel drawn to and feel, oh, there's a spark, there's something that is uplifting for them when they visit my website, they will stay and they will, and they will love what I'm doing. And it's the same with yoga. People come into your yoga class not because you teach a certain way of asanas. It's because they come of you, that they want to be with you, with the experience you give to them.
the energy and the container.
The energy, yeah, the container you hold for them, exactly. Yeah, so, and I would, as a recommendation, just say, take a deep breath and jump into it. Nothing can happen. Nothing can happen.
Just take the journey.
Nobody will kill you, or and
it's a journey. It's not that you're like from zero to millions of you. It's really a journey that expands in your own capacity.
Yeah, exactly. So really slowly. It's just 2 months ago that I announced that I have a website, and from there it comes every day. Somebody new shows up, and it goes really slowly and in a very, very beautiful way. And people come back to me and tell me, well, I discovered your website. I saw you on Google. I found you on Google, or I found a flyer, or I saw you on Instagram, and wow, when I saw your free gift, I had to find out more, and it was like, it really is coming little by little, and that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes, and really, like, your capacity is what gets filled. It's not getting overfilled, and you.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm so excited where I'm going to be in some years with my website.
Totally. Me too. I'm looking at you and seeing you growing, and love seeing you growing.
Yes.
And what would you say to yourself at the very beginning to where you're right now? You're not just at the very, very beginning, you're already a little further away. And what would you say to yourself? Is there some advice, or what would you say to that Hannah?
To the Hannah who just started?
Yes.
I would tell her.
Is deciding on starting.
I would tell her, girl, you're just enough, and you're fine, and you're going to do this, and take your time. Don't get yourself into pressure, and don't just have in mind that there is a certain amount of time where you have to be finished. Because I took so much longer than everybody else. It took me 10 entire months to finish my website. And that was okay. Looking back, that was the best decision ever. In between, of course, I got nervous. And of course, I told myself, oh, wow, everybody is already finished and I'm the last. But so what? I needed this time because I'm an artist. I'm 100%, I'm an artist. And there are days where I am really low in creativity, and there are days where I'm high in creativity. So I can only show up when I'm high in creativity and not force anything. So I would tell her, don't force anything. Just follow your path and go with your timing. Yeah.
Yes, and the transformation around that can happen through taking the time you need.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there was pressure from the outside and people asking me, like friends, family, so when are you going to be done with your website? And I answered these questions 100 times, that it's going to be done when it's done. It's like it's finished when it's finished, and I'm not finished yet, so keep calm, and it's going to be finished soon. And then I try to really not put any pressure on myself, only because people were expecting.
Making the space for yourself, and the space, giving yourself the space you needed. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is the biggest vision you hold for your business? Like, for example, where do you see yourself in 10 years or even bigger?
In 10 years, I see myself definitely surrounded by my sisters, an honest and authentic sisterhood, and also with a team, like that I have my little own team of sisters who support me and with helping hands on my side. So because you can't grow a sisterhood only by yourself, you need help, you need to rise together. And I'm calling in those sisters who want to grow with me and really want to follow this path with me. And I see myself giving my epic wilderness retreats in the most extraordinary places in the world. I see myself giving my workshops, giving my holistic wellness therapy treatments, and I really see myself also in private life, in a really state of life where I have the freedom and the peace to combine my work with my private life. So for example, having a family and traveling with a family while you're giving a retreat, for example, so that this does not to be separated from each other. So that, for example, your family can travel with you while you're giving a retreat, or that I really can live in a peaceful surrounding. I'm dreaming of having my own house somewhere in the green, and really maybe having my own little wellness little center, or not even a center, but like beautiful little spa where I can give my offerings and my coachings and my one-on-ones. That would be beautiful, and that's where I see myself, like. And of course, making a living out of it. I would be a lie if I don't say I want to live from that. I want to make a living out of it. And it is a business, of course, but it's a business from all of my heart. So, and in 10 years, I will still say, I want to say, this is what I wanted to do my entire life and for the rest of my life. So, yeah, that's where I want to be.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. It's like really having that heart connection and doing things really from the heart and from that deep place of belonging.
Yes, absolutely. And never do something that you don't feel aligned with and not connected with. And just because you have to make money and you have to make a living, I think that is a way of not an honest living for me. You really have to follow your path, even though you don't make a lot of money out of it. As long as you can live from it and it makes you happy, it's the right way. So
and I think it's really similar, like the visibility capacity. It's like the serving capacity, and the more you serve and give and support, the more money flows back to you. It becomes just kind of like a byproduct of the whole kind of living and being and serving.
Yeah, well, it once happened that my older brother, he asked me once, a few years ago, that he asked me, Johanna, if you would have to sell tomorrow, for example, socks, would you still do it to make a living out of it? Because you know you have to. And I said, no, there's no way I would do that, because it's nothing this is nothing I want to do for my life, just sell something to make a living from it. This would drive me crazy and I would get sick of it. It would make me sick if I have to do something that I don't feel in alignment with. It has to be, because he never understood that I'm so passionate driven. he always said, "You are trying to reach the stars." And I said, "Yes." And there is nothing wrong about it to reach to the stars. He's like really, very like down to earth, and just do what makes money, and yeah. And I was never
look how I will reach them.
so never go sell socks or something else if you don't want it.
Yes, and that's really that passion that I see coming through for you a lot, and I also feel that when I look at your website or at your offerings, like that passion for what you do, and that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have a daily practice for yourself, something that you do every day, and something that you even could share here, so maybe someone can say, yeah, let me try that out?
Well, I would say life is a ritual for me. So I have a lot of different rituals I follow, and this is also my work is about, like really creating ritual in your life. And I give workshops about how to invite rituals into your life and to merge them with each other. And I of course have a practice, but it's not always the same. So for example, what I always do every morning I wake up is sitting up straight, sitting in my bed, just in a lotus, and just look outside the window, close my eyes for a moment, and really come into my breath and feel like every cell waking up in my body, and just breathing for some time. Next, I get out of bed, I open the window and really take another few deep breaths inside of fresh air and let the sun shine into my face and have a look into the garden. I mean, I'm happy I have like my room, my bedroom just goes right into the garden, so that is beautiful that I can do that. But this is something really necessary for me, and pampering myself and the mornings are the most important of my day because they make my day. I connect with the universe, and I inviting in the day. I say hello to the day, and I am greeting the new day. And I'm telling the universe, so universe, tell me, how can I serve you best today? And how can I live my highest self today? How can you guide me to live my best, the best version of myself? Yeah, and then I do some yoga, but not every morning, because sometimes I would say just listen to your temple body, listen what it needs every day. And there are days where I don't need yoga, and there are other days I definitely need my yoga. So I just follow what my body tells me. And then I always pamper myself in the bathroom. So I have my own little skin ritual I do every single morning. I would never cut that out. This is something really important for me. And like really taking deep breaths in and really invite the sense into your feelings and in your emotions. Like really taking a deep breath and feel what you're putting on your skin with the essential oils, whatever you use. And then I cook myself good organic coffee or a herbal tea, and start into the day with a beautiful breakfast. I always do like beautiful dishes for myself because I love myself, so I pamper myself. And after, I would say after 1 hour has passed, then is the time that I turn on my phone, not earlier. So the phone is the last thing I turn on. I have a book that I read beside my breakfast, or just view the garden while I'm having my breakfast. I don't really want any distraction.
So being really intentional to cut out the electronics before starting your day.
Yes, I mean, it's sacred technology and we can be so happy to have it, but you have to keep in mind that you also have to be with yourself. Otherwise, you're disconnected from yourself and you're only connected to the outer world and you're only living on a surface. So it's so important, and mornings are holy for me. The mornings are so holy to really connect with yourself and the new day that is showing up, and to really set an intention and deciding this is going to be the best day of my life today, every day again.
Totally, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and even someone can start smaller. It has to be. Your ritual is beautiful and long.
And long, yes, yes. But you can start just with,
I think just starting out with something small, not having the expectation to having it already so beautiful as you have it. I think that
yeah,
grew over years and became more abundant over the years and over the practice. So even
exactly.
just starting with something like 5 minutes, or even just 5 minutes of reading, or even just the sitting in bed, like you said, or like the cleaning the air, like ritually, just picking one
Yeah,
thing to start with, and then from there letting yourself guide more and more.
yes. It can be everything from journaling, from just sitting and breathing, just, opening the window, let some fresh air in. It can be a glass of lukewarm water in the morning, or herbal tea, or whatever feels good for you. And that's why I'm saying listen to your temple body. It will always tell you what it needs. So this is all you have to do, just listen inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you need today? What do I need today?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. We are coming to an end.
Yeah.
You have something else you would love to share? Is there something else?
I think there still might be the question, so what is Wild Goddess, the sisterhood of the divine feminine, about? And this is like something I like to share. This sisterhood is like, it's the concept that is like a circle. Everything belongs to each other, what I'm offering, and it connects with each other. So I'm offering my Wild Goddess yoga that I created myself, which is a fusion, a beautiful fusion of vinyasa flow and a fusion of goddess yoga for people who might have heard about it, and really be in connection with the Hinduism goddesses, and working with really emotional music and really letting yourself feel the music, connect with yourself and trust yourself, and let yourself be guided by the music and not guided by the teacher. Not like, just going to a yoga class and listening what the teacher tells you to do, and listening left, looking left and right what the other are doing. So you are really asked to connect with yourself and trust yourself and grow from there, and just go with what is happening. So my yoga is a part of my offerings of Wild Goddess, and my yoga moon flows that are, it's like a gathering that happens every second week to the new moon and to the full moon, which a specific program around it, and it always lasts for about 2 hours. So a beautiful gathering where we come together and do yoga and do work like on a spiritual ritual base, where we do different rituals and combine them with each other. And this is something I do. With this, there is my workshops where I talk about my herbal skincare routine and my holistic wellness business, and teach women to really create a holistic way of living into their life. And I give like my wellness treatments, which are not like a normal wellness treatment from a spa, which is really, it's kind of a ritual work. So you receive a 3 hours treatment from me where a lot of different things are going to happen. And it's like a cleansing ritual you receive, and it's like, how do you pamper your temple body best? And you really learn how to connect with this, and how to look after your skin and connect with Mother Earth and the earth essences that Mother Earth provides for us, so without any chemicals and stuff to put on your skin. And I work with crystal therapy, so I give my Goddess Yoni egg crystal workshops, because the crystals are from the earth, and they are our source, and there is a deep connection between crystals and humanity, like between humans and crystals, and we as women have the possibility to work with them in a very beautiful way with the Yoni eggs. And there's a lot of them on the market happening so far, but it's not really teach well, and you can buy them, but often you don't know what you buy there and how to use it. And this is what I teach women about, to really work with the crystals, with the yoni eggs themselves, and yeah, really connect with what there's happening, not just buying a product and just mindless. There's a lot of that you really be more mindless with what you do there. Yeah, and my epic wilderness retreats where all this wild goddess offerings are happening. So it's like a huge offering, but it all connects with each other and belongs to each other. So if it's the holistic wellness part, to the yoga, to the crystal work, therapy, it all belongs together, and it's like a circle that closes when you look at it. It's really like working with your temple body from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ask your temple body what she needs and what she. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes, and they can find you under your domain. I will put it under the video too, but it is.
It's wildgoddess.org.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in one word, wildgoddess.org.
In case they see the video on another place where they don't have the link beyond.
Yeah, and you can also find me, of course, on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot to explore, and I'm so happy for each and every soul who discovers my offerings, and I invite you in to discover and take your time. When you visit my website, there is a lot of information, and it's not necessarily that you have to read it all, just bits by bits, and whatever you are interested in is good. It's fine. So
yes, and I'm sure the right women will find to your beautiful offerings. And I'm really grateful you were here. You shared a little bit about your story. You shared a little bit about behind what is going on for you, what your process was like. And I truly believe that in sisterhood, like you, so I truly believe that bringing these women together will create so much beauty in the world, in so many beautiful. And I truly believe in together rising.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree. We can't do this alone. We have really rise together and shine each other the light and be the mirror for each other.
Totally.
We're not taking away anything from another. We are giving to each other, and there's nothing somebody can take away from you. So we have to support each other otherwise.
Yes. So wishing you, Johanna, and all the readers, check her website out, go to her website and see what she has to offer us, and wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.
Yes. Bye.